We are going to continue to monitor some of those big stories, of course, making headlines this week. We saw, starting things off now, the flood waters have subsided and people have started to rebuild their lives in the Eastern Cape province. It follows devastating floods, but some are yet to return to the scene of the devastation in Mthatha West. Hundreds of people were displaced by the floods. On that note, let's listen into this.
Okay, we are on a bridge over the River here in Mthatha. We are joining other authorities who have had the opportunity to come here earlier since the occurrence of this tragedy on Monday, Tuesday last week, and that is inclusive of government of the province led by Premier Mabuyane, several ministers from national government, MECs, and the President of the Republic, President Cyril Ramaphosa, was here yesterday. And the message is basically one, as we join, that what has happened here, like all the people from around here are saying, they say they are now adults, such a thing has never happened, and that includes the station commander of Mthatha, who is saying this was the first time we saw something like this. Indeed, it's a tragedy of very, very high proportions, and it's a tragedy to the whole country, not just to the Eastern Cape, or even OR. All in all, according to the briefing we got earlier together with the National Commissioner from police here, is that overall there are 86 people who have perished in the whole of the Eastern Cape, with 60 of those coming from here in Mthatha alone. There are several people who have been rescued. Police officers, there are 38 people who were rescued while the rivers were raging and so on. This river is normally a small river, like you would see. Water is just lazily getting down, no rush, nothing that could cause tragedy to this extent. But on that night, things were totally different, something that no one had seen before. Now, police, we came here with National Commissioner foremost to back them up, to support them, those teams that were involved here, including our social partners. As a country, the gift of the givers and Alimtata and other local people who came out to rescue those people they could rescue, assist those who needed to be assisted. And we want to look at it as if those teams had not come as well as they could, or as well as they did, more lives would have been lost. And indeed, we're talking about a high number of people who lost their lives, including 10 children just getting swept by a river at a go, all of them in uniform going to school. And indeed, it's a tragedy. Now, we thank our teams, all of them. We address them in the morning, thanking them and also giving them courage. And indeed, they went beyond the call of duty, just not minding what their mandates are, but joining the community and joining everybody else who was confronted with this tragedy to assist and do the best that they could. We've gone around, we've seen, indeed, you can see that, it's something all of a sudden, and we are facing this problem. But we thank the mayor. We were with him in the morning, District Mayor Ngondwana. He had to attend to something else, but we were all together here just to follow up after the tragedy. But I may as well divert a little bit, and part of the briefing we got from the provincial acting commissioner was about the discovery of 10 high caliber firearms. They could be AKs or any other like those. Now, while shocked and saddened by this, remember, it's not an old, or it's not a long time since we were in Lusigi, which is part of OR, where 18 people were mowed down in one night, and then we're into this. And then at the same time, there's this discovery of 10 high caliber firearms. And these firearms look new. In fact, they are new. Ammunition new, everything new. We firstly have to thank police for acting fast when they got information. These are unlicensed firearms. And it is the duty of police to ensure, to the best of their ability, that people are safe. Now, we know that the majority, very vast majority of people who get murdered, they are murdered via firearms. And not just small firearms like guns and so on, but high caliber firearms like the ones that were discovered here. Processes are underway to do verifications and all necessary work by police. But we're looking for somebody. We are told that where they were found, in that household, the owner of the household ran away. But police did well, did their job, arrested everybody who was there. And it is going to be 50-50. We have arrested people, and then the head of the family ran away, which means that half is running away, half is arrested, and then we'll see what happens. But it's the law, it's the rule. Whenever firearms, illegal firearms are found, police will do their work. And we ourselves as department, we know and are very worried about unlicensed firearms. And we're up in arms on this, and we've had a long session just on this, to say what are we going to do to harvest all these and collect all these firearms. We will come to that at some other point, but we want to thank police for doing their work, removing these dangerous firearms from society and arresting those who were found in that household. The rest will follow. But overall, we share our sympathies and our condolences to all the families that are affected by this, including those who were rescued and those who require psychological services that they be attended to, and various departments are here to render services in that household, that center. Most of them are women whose homes were washed out, and the government has assisted getting them that shelter, and they are now saying that they don't feel very safe. We will do what we can to ensure that at night they are safe and they feel that way. Thank you very much.
Minister, I do understand that a number of the officers have been on the ground. They've been assisting with, especially with the recovery, search and rescue before it was recovery. But now there is a bit of criminal element within the neighborhoods, especially those people who are still in their homes as well. You've got elderly grandmothers who are living alone now. Maybe the breadwinner or the son was one of those that are deceased, and criminals now are going inside those homes trying to take what's the little that's left that they've been able to salvage. Or will we be seeing more boots on the ground to assist with patrolling the areas that were affected?
It's rubbing pepper or salt on the wound. that is already bleeding. We are mourning the loss of 86 lives around here and 60 from this place. And some of the people have not been found as yet. And all of us are worried, and we are devastated at the same time. Now, I don't know what kind of a person would seize the moment and then try to find whatever to steal. And that's not stealing, actually. It's being animal. It's being a scavenger who would go for anything just to feed the greed and to feed a demonstration how low some of the members of society have gone in terms of morals and ethics. People walking totally empty, not just with low morals, but no morals at all. Now, we are saying, nevertheless, we're going to do our work on them. We are going to do our work on them. We've been requested to look after such areas and work against such. And I must promise that we will be very harsh to such people, including trying to wake their morals. There's no amount of excuse. Even if you are hungry, you have never eaten for whatever period, there's no justification whatsoever that would push you to get into a home of deceased people and try and remove what you can. You don't deserve to be called a human being, and therefore you don't deserve to be treated as one.
But it's like in the 86 perished. Has it been established how many women, how many men, how many children?
No. We haven't. We just received the overall figure of 86 and of 38 that were rescued. But we know, the police report says so, that it's still possible that some bodies may still be recovered. But so far, this is what has happened. And police have done a lot of work, and including taking these people to pathologies, identifying them, helping families to collect those who have been identified. And that is quite, on its own, quite a tremendous exercise in the mind, because to retrieve a body of somebody who is deceased takes toll on your psychological makeup. And we did appeal to senior officers to take care and assist junior officers who may be affected by being in this situation and working. However, we would want at the same time to say to them, the teams, be strong, because you are relied upon to complete this process, and you can't fail society even in these trying times on your own. And we thank them and we encourage them to finish and complete the job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Right, live visuals coming through there. Of course, Police Minister Senzo Mchunu addressing the media following a visit to the Eastern Cape Province and Mthatha region, just assessing the damages, obviously following the devastating floods that impacted the region. To date, 86 people having been confirmed dead, of course, with that search and recovery operation continuing. We're obviously just also hearing about some of the opportunistic criminal elements that have also come to the fore, affecting the most vulnerable already as they are in dire straits.